This next segment, what I'm really excited about, Jay, is the disgruntled agent. And this is about breaking the cycle of doing the same old shit and being the same old shitty agent. So Jay, when it comes to the mindset of the disgruntled agent and the environment that we're in, can you talk a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So remember, I want to preface by saying, really what Colin and I are doing here is we're trying to provide real talk. Real talk to agents about real solutions. We're going to cut out the fat. That's why you talk. We're going to cut out the BS. And we're going to give you the straight shooting things that work and things that don't work. Okay. I think you guys in the audience, agents will appreciate that. And we're going to bust some myths. Okay. We're going to bust some myths today. But let's talk about the environment. So you asked me about the environment.
Yes.
We're in a tough time here. Okay. It's a volatile market. We got tariffs going on. We don't know what's going on from a macroeconomic standpoint. The bond yields are all over the place. The market is volatile, up and down one day, up and down the other day. We got all kinds of conflicts internationally that's actually impacting our domestic markets. And so that's directly affecting the housing market. We know this.
Exactly.
We know in certain markets, the housing transactions and activities are down almost 50%.
And how are those trickle down economics?
Not very exactly. Good. It's trickling down real good. So these inevitably are posing headwinds to the real estate professional. And real estate professionals really right now need to hunker down and find real solutions for them to differentiate themselves in the marketplace. Right now, record number of licensees, agents in different markets, but transactions are depleting. They're decreasing, right? The amount of buyers on the fence, not jumping in the transactions. The amount of sellers holding off, not looking to sell. Tell me about the anatomy of the agent. How are agents feeling in this volatile environment?
Let's dial this back to 2008. Remember those times? Oh, joy.
I try not to.
Oh, joy. We had a lot of fun back then. And if you really think about like you said, the economic side of this, I mean, you don't have to be a Keynesian theorist to understand the flow of markets. But, we're seeing a lot of riveting information, both domestically and abroad, with China. And, we know they're an economic powerhouse and they're taking over a lot of our market share here. But when it comes to just the housing market and how that agent's feeling about that, I mean, talk about pressure, they can't do their family vacations to Disney World like they did before. And if they did, then, maybe it's up on miles or racking up some credit card debt to do it. So people are on a hope and a prayer right now. They're check to check, and I think that, with the flow of the deals that we saw in the last 10 to 15 years, that was one of the biggest cycles we had. It's about a 16-year cycle. That is a big shift for our industry. So I can't imagine what the pressure is like for all of these newer agents that, let's say, got their list. I call it a newer agent since 2013 and saw that upswing, because it's always been good for them. Now is the time that they have to kind of grind their teeth and get back to work.
We're not saying that this is doom and gloom, that all agents are suffering.
True.
Right? There are agents that are actually kicking booty right now.
Absolutely.
They're doing really well. As a matter of fact, a lot of the associations and studies have shown that actually this is a really good time to actually jump into the market as a real estate agent, because there's fruit for the picking.
And the numbers of agents are going down too, because after the NAR settlement, right? So you have a lot of agents were just buyer's agents or doesn't know how
They're becoming baristas at Starbucks part-time,
right.
Okay?
Oh, I was a real estate agent back in the day, about a year and a half ago. And there is another aspect of this, guys. So if you were, let's say, taught by your real estate brokerage and you didn't actually have a formal system that talked about newer techniques that are being offered, such as AI, automation, all these new buzzwords that you're hearing about, what is the actual meat in this, right? That's another aspect of this that we are equipped to handle to make sure that you thrive in this time.
Share with me some of the tactics when you first started in real estate 30 years ago.
You ready for this?
What were some of the tactics that you used to get leads? Let's talk about lead generation here.
I'm not going to get into the archives, all the details, but I'll say, have you ever had to pick up the phone 100 times a day, every day? Well, not every day. Sunday I would take off, but every day I would do that. That's how I lead generated. And it was a grind, right? As you can imagine.
Dialing for dollars.
Dialing for dollars. How about door knocking? You know, when it's 100+ degrees out and you're, out there with your colleague who's, it builds a lot of character, but is that all I want to be building? No, I want to be building my bank account and I want to work less, obviously. Simple as that. We got other traditional systems such as mailers, for instance, or even email marketing, which seems like something that would be more, of a progressive technique, but it's actually considered kind of passé these days, if it's just strictly an email campaign. So I think we have to kind of look a little bit beyond that right now, because if we're just focused on these traditional techniques, where are we going to be, in the next few years? We're going to be outdated.
You got it. And you know what the funny thing is, Colin, is that real estate agents are still doing that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They're still trained to do that stuff. I sit on new broker trainings with agents, okay?
Yeah.
All the major brokerages, and they're getting their agents in on a regimented training program.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a rookie agent, just got their license 3 months ago. What are you gonna do? First thing you're gonna do, sit down here. Here's a list of expired listings. Start calling them. Here's a script. Learn it.
Yeah.
Dialing for dollars. Right?
Oh, yeah. And there's not, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of how we use our time. Right?
Exactly.
And our objective is to talk about how we protect time, right? So the agents work smarter, not harder.
Efficiency. Efficiency is everything. Now, door knocking, you want to build relationships.
Absolutely.
Agents still do that.
Yeah.
Whether you're in 100-degree weather, whether you're 30-degree weather,
yeah.
people still want to door knock because they think that's the way to build relationships, right?
Well, one aspect of that is after COVID, a lot of people continue to do it, and that's fine. But there's a lot of anti-solicitation going on, some different cultural aspects of it since COVID. I'm sure everybody's aware of that. And that's maybe another real hesitation about how far you can push it.
I'd rather have someone call me.
Exactly, yeah.
And I get about 5 robocalls a day. Let's talk about robocalls, okay?
Yeah.
The robo real estate agent call.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting calls about, what do you guys get calls about? I get calls all the time about selling me solar panels.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
Construction, fix your roof, come and clean out your AC unit and your vent system all the time. I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah.
I don't know how they got my information. I get more calls than my family every day on my cell phone, which is sad, okay? We live in a time in which we're just so pent up.
Yep.
We have this iron shield that's guarding us against people calling, hard solicitors.
Yep.
Number 2, yet alone people knocking on my door wanting to talk to me, for God's sake.
It's an onslaught.
Exactly.
Stay away.
But the real estate agent still wants to play this game.
Yes.
They still want to be trained to be expert dialers. And when an agent is not succeeding and the results aren't being generated, what are the brokers saying to them?
Oh, yeah.
You're not calling enough.
Oh, yeah. You got to work
You
more.
got to call 50 more calls. Are you kidding me?
But I do have to say one thing about the mailers. There is a system that works. It's niche, and it is getting listings. But, this is the but, is it efficient use of our time, and how are we applying it? Because there's a very small percentage of those who are applying it correctly. And we can rope that conversation in, but it's a very slim part of the entire spectrum of what we're going to be putting together with you guys. We want you to stand out right now. We want this to be efficient and fast. And we don't want it to be too expensive either. Social media, right? Where are most people on? They're on these things right here, okay? So when you open this up and you see where the first people are coming to, probably the people who are tagged you and include you, right? So that is kind of an aspect of this is where's the optimization coming in? And that's what we're going to get to in the next segment here. Let's shift away from these old tactic discussions and let's kind of move into more kind of setting the stage for a successful foundation, right?
Yeah,
because that's where
absolutely.
we want to go.